The best way I can describe Powell River is an island town that isn't actually on an island. It takes 2 ferries and about 5 hours to get there from Vancouver, so it's more isolated than many actual island towns on Vancouver Island. It is a small town of somewhere between 13,000 and 15,000 people, but nobody's really counting. In true small town fashion, everyone knows everyone. They even have their own word for rope swings, which makes sense as there's no such thing as a private beach along the Sunshine Coast. On a sunny summer day, it's easy to forget that you aren't in a tropical town. To the west is the ocean, with the northern end of Texada Island a 20-minute ferry ride away, and the massive peaks of eastern Vancouver Island and the town of Courtenay visible on the horizon. To the north and east, wilderness, mountains and trees for hundreds of kilometers, all with rich indigenous histories and intensely passionate communities of outdoorsmen and trail builders. Within this wilderness is the Sunshine Coast Trail, which is dotted with many user-maintained and free-to-use huts to allow for hut-to-hut hiking and camping. My friend Ilya recently moved to this amazing little town, and that's where this story begins. Hi, my name's Liam. I live in Vancouver, BC, and I love the outdoors. Lucky for me, BC is packed full of amazing landscapes. From alpine meadows to old-growth forests, from deserts to tundra to wetlands, pretty much every landscape imaginable can be found within its borders. Unfortunately, in the modern era, it's really easy to waste your days away with distractions while so much beauty is right at your doorstep. So join me as I visit small towns, explore forests, conquer peaks, and take advantage of everything my home has to offer. Welcome to No More Wasted Days Adventure Edition. This video is a bit of an experiment, and is less about the journey for beautiful isolated places and more about the secret spots that can be found dotted along the Sunshine Coast. I initially wanted it to be about a hike into the Alpine in the mountains east of Powell River, but I lost a lot of footage, and we ended up not even being able to find the trail and just hiking up an old logging road. We did do some subalpine trailblazing through the snow, which was lots of fun, but there wasn't much that translated well on camera. Instead, what you're seeing now is Eagle Canyon. I only know about this spot because my aunt and uncle also live in Powell River. You can't find it online or on a map, so it's only known to locals, or in my case, friends and families of locals. For this reason, I'm not going to show you exactly where it is. Gotta keep the secret garden secret. Eagle Canyon is a thin, deep canyon. The river at the bottom follows a series of waterfalls and pools where the locals gather to cliff jump during the summer. If you follow the river, you eventually reach the ocean. Many photographers come here to capture the beauty of this unique spot, but it's also a great spot to just sit and relax on a hot summer day. During our trip to Eagle Canyon, I learned something new about Ilya's homeland of Russia.
Soviet country. Maybe this wafers are bringing it back too.
So you need a lot of wafers.
Oh,
In Soviet country?
we call them waffles.
Waffles?
Waffle.
Waffle.
And then we come here and they're like, hey, you guys want waffles for breakfast? And we're like, waffles? And then
So what did you call waffles?
we didn't have waffles in Russia. It was rough
That's the
childhood.
most fucking communist thing I've ever heard.
No, I was like, what the fuck are these waffles? It's like, I guess they're just pancakes pressed into a specific shape, right?
And they tend to be crispier. They should be crispier. You can get a soft waffle or a crispy waffle.
But that's simply because there's more surface area to crisp up, you know? I don't think the dough batter is different.
Man, you didn't have waffles. It was like, no, you don't get to choose. You only get one breakfast pastry.
Dude,
Or
we
one
have
hot cake.
crepes, dude.
Yeah,
We have the
crepes.
master pancake.
Crepes are superior, I think.
Uh-huh. And they weren't like a bougie thing in Russia. They're just like, you want pancakes?
Aren't they just put extra eggy pancakes
There.
and milky or creamy, something like that?
I'm not sure what goes into making them in terms of the constituents that differs from normal pancakes. Which way should we go? This is going to take us to the beach.
Which way should we go?
This way looks a little more worn in.
With it being late fall, everything was bathed in a warm golden light. As we approached the river crossing, we realized the river was higher than expected. and we lacked the proper footwear to cross, so we just took a moment to appreciate where we were. The middle stop of our day was a quick visit to the sea lions that were set up on a breakwater near the north end of town. I've never seen a colony of sea lions in person before, and I gotta say I wasn't prepared for the amount of noise they make and the smell they produce. As Ilya put it, it's probably reminiscent of a horde of orcs in both sound and smell.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boy!
Our final stop was Stillwater Bluffs. To access it, we had to pass through private property. So again, while totally legal, I won't be showing you where it is on a map. It being the late fall, the sun was perpetually either rising or setting, so we were still being bathed with the golden light of a low sun. Stillwater Bluffs is made up of a huge block of granite rising out of the ocean like most of the Pacific Northwest. A 20-meter cliff drops down into crashing waves with Texada Island across the strait. This presented an opportunity to capture more amazing, scenic footage than could ever be needed, which we took full advantage of. One of the quintessential parts of the bluffs is the dead tree that is excellent for climbing. I have no idea how old it is, but I've climbed it many times. As Ilya and I sat on the tree and finished off what we later found out to be sorbitol sweetened wafers, the wave crashed against the rock below, and the sun set behind Texada. I was calm. I was relaxed. I was breathing fresh air, and the only sensory inputs I had were 100% natural. No cars, no machinery, no construction or pile drivers, no HVAC systems, no neon signs, no bright street lights, office lights, or headlights. Just the chilly wind and the rhythmic roar of waves against the rock. This is where people are supposed to be. Exactly where I want it to be. A place where time doesn't really matter, and your brain gets a chance to breathe. Where you can't waste any days, because everywhere you go creates a new memory. And you couldn't imagine a better spot to watch the sun set while eating waffles with a close friend.
Are you worried about shitting yourself?